What's up, y'all? Today I will be giving my prediction and breakdown on the biggest event of the year, maybe arguably of all time. UFC Freedom to UFC Freedom 250. This is a fucking stacked dope ass event. Uh I don't think some of these guys deserve to be on a White House card, but it's a great card. It's gonna be entertaining. I'm excited for every fight on it. And let's just get right into it. First up for the first matchup, we have Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. I think for a lot of the buildup of this, I was picking Diego Lopez or Steve Garcia. Just thinking that Diego Lopez is a blockhead. I mean, I said he's overrated. I still think so, but now that I've been thinking about it and kind of going through it, there's some things that looking back on kind of make me, a little bit worried. Uh, let's look at one. One, Melquizael Costa was kind of taking him down and ragdolling him for the first round of their fight, controlling him pretty easily. And Diego Lopez, I feel, is bigger and stronger than Melquizael Costa. Sorry, something like and then popped in my fucking like ear or some shit. It's freaky. That was fucking weird. I think he's bigger and stronger than Costa, with significantly better ground game. Um, I think he's bigger. He carries more power than Steve Garcia. All right, that's for sure. And even though he's a lot really of a brawler, Steve Garcia, he's had some of these fights that I just don't like for him. I just don't think that looking back on it, they reflect him and age very well. I mean, Shalian Nerd Beck. I mean, he finished him, but he dropped him. He got dropped really bad with a straight right in the first minute of that fight. What's his name? What is his name? Mahashat slumped him in one round with a step back right hand. I think it's one of Mahashat's like only knockout wins of his career. I mean, he's not very. I mean, his losses just don't age all that well, and his wins aren't aging that much better too. I mean, David Onama was getting rocked and dropped by Roberto Romero and Giga. Calvin Cater is just a shell of himself. Kyle Nelson just got smoked in like 20 seconds by uh, by Terrence McKinney, and Steve Garcia got his back taken for a round for got his back taken by Kyle Nelson, and I just think Lopez is going to be too powerful. I think Garcia is good, but he's awkward, and I think there's going to be a moment where he gets into a bit of a fist fight, and Lopez is going to catch him, and he's going to drop him bad. And I think Lopez, when he gets on top of Steve Garcia, he's going to find a submission because he is just that good on the ground, or he's going to put him out with ground and pound and batter him to the point where it's unrecoverable for Steve Garcia. Garcia's good. He's fun. He's entertaining. He's a knockout artist. I'm sorry, dude. You're getting kirked. Hate to say it. But moving on. That's a fucking bad. Okay. Moving on. Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. This is going to be this and like one other. This and Hokett versus Lewis is going to be the only chance for Americans to like cheer and get a win. But even then, I don't think this is the fight because I'm picking Kyle Dawkins. And let's look at it like this. He has a win over Rodolfo Vieira, who is a good grappler, but and has decent striking. But Rodolfo Vieira doesn't move his head, and he was primed to get head kicked by Bo Nickel. And again, it was a fight that he was heavily favored to win. He had that awkward close fight with Paul Craig. Had a bad fight with Brundage. His wins before that were Jamie Pickett, who he couldn't take down without a groin shot, and what's his face? Val Woodburn. And Kyle Dawkins, although he beat he his last win is Gerald Mearshart. He has a win over Michel Pereira, who is a really, really, people shit on Michel Pereira recently for, getting knocked out by Kyle Dawkins and then having a terrible cardio. But Kyle Dawkins beat Michel Pereira when Michel Pereira was essentially at his best. He beat Michel Pereira within the first minute of the fight. He knocked him out immediately. That's, that's impressive. That's when Michel Pereira is the most dangerous. That's when he had that huge finish streak. That's when I think he has the biggest chance of winning and just putting someone out. That's what he did. And Kyle Dawkins was the one to knock him out in that first minute. He's improved his power. He's improved his striking. He's got pretty good grappling. He's got a good Darce choke. He seems well improved. He had the tough first run in the UFC. On this second time around, he seems to be doing a hell of a lot better. He seems like he went out and did his thing in outside the UFC, but now he seems to have really gone out there and improved. And I think he's just going to be a bit of a step ahead of Bo Nickel. This is probably going to be Bo Nickel's best win if he wins. This would probably be the biggest, most impactful win of his career if he wins. Because Kyle Dawkins is genuinely good, experienced, high level at this point, safe to say. Very well rounded. I think this is going to be a big upset, and I think Kyle Dawkins is going to get it done, and I think he's going to finish Bo Nickel. I truly do. I truly, truly do. Next up, we have Michael Chandler versus Mauricio Hufi. I think we all know how this one's going. Mauricio Hufi's going to knock out Michael Chandler. And it really comes down to when you look at the Paddy Pimblett and the Oliveira fight. Oliveira was able to just kind of walk at him and just time these shots. These uppercuts, these straights, these combinations against the fence, knees. He was just timing these shots and looked like a sharpshooter out there against Michael Chandler. Destroyed Michael Chandler's knee, and he was just able to take him down at will. And that's not a good look. Paddy Pimblett was out there timing knees. Timing knees to the head of Chandler, timing these uppercuts. He was able to take down Chandler himself, get top position, beat the shit out of him to a finish. I think Rufi's a significantly more skilled striker than both of them. And his whole thing is finding the shot and timing it well. And I think he's a lot more powerful than both of them. He knocked out Rafael Fiziev with a perfect straight right. Gaetjhe landing his big, ugly uppercuts with all of his body behind it. Couldn't put out Fiziev on short notice, but Rufi was able to just land a clean fucking straight right down the pipe. And he was able to TKO Rafael Fiziev, and that's a good win. A finish over Fiziev is a good win. And Fiziev was looking good in that fight. It wasn't like Fiziev just looked like a shell of himself. No, he was beating a version of Fiziev that looked good, that looked solid, that looked 100%. And Michael Chandler at this point in his career is nowhere near 100%. This is not the same man that front kicked Tony Ferguson. This is not the guy who knocked out Dan Hooker. It's not the guy who went to war with Gaetjhe and Poirier and and was hurting Oliveira in round one and significantly compromising him. This is a this is a washed version of Michael Chandler. This is not a version of Michael Chandler that I don't think anybody should be here picking against a sharpshooter like Mauricio Hufi. I mean, Michael Chandler is out here. He was asking for the Conor McGregor fight. He got it. Unfortunately, he just got the Brazilian version of prime Conor McGregor. And not only is he the Brazilian version, he's a little bit he's bigger, he's longer, and he's improving rapidly. He switched his camp. He's now with Volk's team now. He hides behind his shoulder really well. He had a knockout early in his career to Manuel Sosa, but we know Manuel Sosa is a fucking beast. I mean, we saw his fight with Balaji Oki, a sick fight where he went to war with Oki, dropped him in the first round, got hurt in the second, and then knocked him out in the third. We know Manuel Sosa is a good fighter, and Hoofy was piecing him up in that fight, and then got caught against the fence. And his only other loss is to Benoit Saint-Denis, who is a top five lightweight. Losing to someone in the top five, that's not bad at all. He could have won that fight if he didn't stop making dumb decisions when he reversed position and got top positions in these moments. Benoit Saint-Denis is good. So, I think Manuel Sosa knocks out Michael Chandler. I think Michael Chandler would get finished by Benoit Saint-Denis. This isn't someone that's, this isn't the same version of that crazy good explosive prime McGregor or explosive prime Michael Chandler. He's not gonna be as good. He's gonna tire out sooner. And Mauricio, his chin's nowhere near as good. And Mauricio Rufy's, I think he's gonna time him with a knee and he's gonna flatline Michael Chandler, and it's gonna be bad in front of America. So now Michael Chandler, fun fighter, but this is the end of the road. Who knows? Maybe give him the McGregor fight after this, but this is the end of the road for Michael Chandler. Next up is Josh Hokett and Derek Lewis. Again, another one that I think Josh Hokett is gonna go out here and he's just gonna destroy Derek Lewis. This should be another one that's like this should be another one that it should be a very clear and cut, very clear and cut victory. Very clear and cut pick and easy to reason as to why. Derek Lewis, we know he has power. We know we know he's got he's got the six pack now. He got dropped by the concept of a jab from Waldo Cortez Acosta. He's not the same just get up kind of guy anymore. He doesn't just get up anymore. All right? Josh Hokett is an athlete. He's going to go in there. He's going to take down Derek Lewis. He's going to beat him up on the feet. He's going to overwhelm him early. Okay? We know Josh Hokett is fast. Derek Lewis is slow and lumbering now. Now, is Josh Hokett there to be hit? Yeah, we all know he's there to be hit. We saw the fight with Curtis Blades. They both landed like 170 significant strikes on each other. We know Josh Hokett is there to be hit. The thing is, we know Derek Lewis is just not as good as someone like Curtis Blades. And we know that Josh Hokett, he's fast, he's powerful, and he's got good timing on these shots. He was able to drop Curtis Blades very, very early. Okay, he is good. He is skilled. He can grapple really well, and he puts a pace on people. And if it's not going to be like Volkov, who's sitting there picking his shots and just giving Derek Lewis opportunities. If he sees an opportunity to finish the fight, he's going to put it on Derek Lewis and he's going to beat the shit out of him on the ground. All right. This is a fight where even if the first round ends and Derek Lewis survives, I could see Derek Lewis quitting on the stool. I could see Derek Lewis just quitting and not getting back up. All right, because Derek Lewis recently, it's kind of like Shannon Briggs, where he'll give you a minute and a half, but after that, if he finds a moment, he'll quit and he'll give up. It doesn't seem like he's that much interested in winning anymore. It just seems like he's more so interested in the money for it. So I'm gonna pick Josh Hokett by first round TKO. I think he's gonna go out there. I think he's gonna land good shots. He's gonna rock Derek Lewis. He's gonna take him down, and he's just gonna beat him up on the ground. And it'll be a win for USA, but you know, it'll be another one there. It's like an American beat another American. Can we really call it a win? Now, next up, Sean O'Malley and Amin Zahabi. Ariel Helwani, Zahabo, Flumblabo. USA, you finally get a chance to win and prove your superiority over another country. Canada. I'm picking Sean O'Malley to knock out Amin Zahabi. And I know I recently saw a Tony Has Died post showing that this fight's a lot closer than people think. And Sean O'Malley recently has been taking people to decision. And these guys are both decision guys. I don't see why people think this is going to be a knockout. Let me give my reasoning on it. So when you look at Sean O'Malley and he's had these couple of decisions, it's not the same type of decisions that Zahabi's been having. Zahabi, well, he's also been facing some pretty durable, tough-chinned guys. It was Jose Aldo he went to a decision with. Pedro Munoz, never been finished, never been dropped. Cheeto Vera. Tough, durable guys. O'Malley has been facing, as Cheeto Vera as well, but a better version of Cheeto, in my opinion. But not just tough dudes, like fire hydrant head fighters. Song Yadong, fire hydrant head. Peter Yan. Peter Yan, just very skilled and technical fighter. Peter Yan's never been finished despite having 5 losses. Not only that, he's one of the best boxers in UFC history. The dude's defensively sound. He's hard to hit. He moves his head well. So yes, it's gonna be hard for. And O'Malley was able to rock him. O'Malley was able to rock Peter Yan. He had the fight with Marab. 2 fights where he was landing pretty decent clean shots on Marab and couldn't find the finish. But against Aljo, he found the mark. Against Holly and Paiva, found the mark. And I know that's nothing special, but if we look at Zahabi's fights, he doesn't really have the one thing that'll get Sean O'Malley second guessing himself on the feet, which is the takedown threat. Amin Zahabi doesn't go out there and he doesn't shoot takedowns on people. And when he does, he doesn't get them anyways. All right? And in these moments, Zahabi has this good, gritty, kind of ugly boxing style where he can land shots in these big hooks and uppercuts in the clinch, but O'Malley's just cleaner. He's going to be pinging him with shots from distance and range. And he can find Zahabi overextending, and he's going to land something sharp that's just going to hurt Zahabi. This isn't going to be a fight where it's like, I don't know, man, Zahabi has a real chance here. No. He's for real going to put it on Zahabi, and he's going to hurt him bad. He's going to go out there, and he's going to beat the brakes off Zahabi. Zahabi is tough. He doesn't get put away easily. We saw that against Cheeto. We saw that against Aldo. We saw that against guys like Pedro Munoz. And he's been on a good streak, you know? Cheeto, like I said, Cheeto, Aldo, Munoz. He has the win over Bashrat when Bashrat was undefeated. But when we look back at that fight, sure, he beat Bashrat. But then what happened in Bashrat's next fight, like a year later? Bashrat fights Ricky Simone. Ricky Simone slumps him in the first round. Zahabi went to a close 29-28 with him. And we've seen now that Zahabi can be hurt in these fights. Zahabi can be hurt. He can be wobbled. You know, he can be put in these positions where it's like, okay, we have an opportunity to finish him. Aldo was able to drop him and wobble him bad. Head kicked him, almost put him out cold. Cheeto dropping him bad with a jab in the second round. O'Malley, I think O'Malley is sharper than a Cheeto, and a little bit faster than a 38-year-old Jose Aldo. And Zahabi's older. He's 38 himself. Okay, Zahabi's good. He's crafted his way up to the top. It's impressive. I fuck with it. People doubted him. I doubted him. I didn't think he would make it this far, and he's proved me wrong, and he shocked me, but this is where I think it ends. I think Sean O'Malley is just a huge level above all of the guys Zahabi has faced, and I don't think Zahabi's going to have the grappling skill or the real technical ability on the feet to really get Sean O'Malley's respect, and Sean O'Malley's just going to piece him up. And I think eventually he's going to find the shot, and he's just going to put out Amin Zahabi late into the fight. I think late second or third round TKO for Sean O'Malley. It's going to be a great win for America, but it's going to be the last one for America, unfortunately. Next up, Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane. I'm picking Alex Pereira. And a lot of people I see out there picking Gane, kind of a, I don't know, man, kind of giving it, and I can see it why. Pereira doesn't really do well against these kind of like floatier back foot fighters, and Gane I think is a bigger, and while he's not crazy powerful, I think he's like a more powerful version of like Izzy, and Pereira will struggle a bit. But here's my thing. I think Pereira's a lot better than any of the heavyweights Gane has faced besides Aspinall. And I think he's a lot more powerful and I think he's a lot more accurate than Tom Aspinall. Power wise, I think they're similar. I think Gane is probably going to be able to eat some of the shots and shock us, but I think when Pereira lands clean on Gane, it's going to really start to affect him. And I think Pereira's calf kick, and his calf kicks are nasty. They're fast. They're not telegraphed. You never know when they're coming. And if he goes, even if he goes shin to shin with you, he's hurting you. And he broke his foot against Ankalaev, and he tanked through it, and he powered through it, and he marched him down, and he fucking put a bomb of a right hand on him. And I think eventually against the fence, Pereira's going to find... Gane doesn't really, he plays the counter game, but he doesn't really get backed up against the fence, and he doesn't really get these moments where someone tees off on him. And I think when this happens, I think he's going to try and cover up, and I think Pereira's just going to tee off, and he's going to land something. I think he's going to land big on Gane, and I think it's going to take a bit, though. I think it's going to take at least the first round and a half for Pereira to find to start to get Gon to stop moving, because I think it's going to take a lot of the calf kicks to start really taking effect. And people look at how Gon was doing against Aspinall, but they don't understand that the strikes were razor close. Aspinall was starting to find his straight. Aspinall was landing leg kicks hard. He was getting these good body kicks in. He was finding he was starting to find Gon and adjust to the athleticism of Gon and the speed, and he was getting there. But I don't think Pereira has to adjust to that. I think he's fought guys just as fast. He's fought guys just as big. He's not going to really have the struggle that Tom did with adjusting to Gon. And I think that I really and truly believe that Pereira will, start by chopping low with the leg kicks and finding his jab. And Gon, being a Muay Thai fighter, kickboxer, he's probably used to taking the calf kicks, but I think eventually it'll start to slow him down. And I think he'll jab the body and he'll start to chip away at Gon. And eventually, late in the second or early in the third round, he's gonna start finding his combinations, and Gon's gonna start relying on moving around with his back against the fence. And I think when Pereira starts cutting him off and unloading these combinations, Gon's gonna try and cover up, and I think eventually Pereira's gonna land something big, and he's gonna put Gon out. And I think he's gonna put Gon out cold. Yikers, I said it. I think he's gonna put Gon out cold. If Tai Tuivasa and Alexander Volkov, who one of them is a fucking fat little blob, and Volkov is just not as fast as Pereira and doesn't have the low kicks or the striking of Pereira. If both of these guys can find the mark on you and rock you, Pereira is going to be able to do it, and he's going to be able to do it much, much more devastatingly. So I'm picking Alex Pereira. I'm going to say third round knockout is my prediction. And next up, finally, the main event, Ilia Topuria. Smack the little nose off him, yeah? I think he's knocking out Justin Gaethje. I've seen a lot of people recently. Damn, Justin Gaethje is actually surprisingly accurate. I didn't know that. I've seen a lot of people recently being like, I don't know, man. Justin Gaethje, he has power, dude. Dude, he has power, man. Justin Gaethje, he can take a shot. He's got them leg kicks, man. Let me give my 2 cents on this. First of all, Ilia has more power than Gaethje. He's faster than Gaethje. He's a better boxer than Gaethje. And he has better, more effective leg kicks than Gaethje. Gaethje smashed 30-something leg kicks into Max Holloway. Max Holloway was moving fine the entire fight and finished him in the 5th round when the leg kick should have played the most effect. His leg kicks couldn't do shit to Oliveira. They weren't doing anything to Pimblett. He wasn't even throwing them against Pimblett. His leg kicks didn't do really much of anything against Poirier in the rematch. They didn't do much of anything against Fiziev. Ilia Topuria's leg kicks are effective. When he landed them against Volk, you could see the visible swelling. Joe Rogan, my God, he might have this might have been the birth of the Joe Rogan leg kick thing. Seeing Ilia Topuria just leg kick Volk and spin him around. When Topuria lands these leg kicks, he's spinning fighters around. He's spinning them around. All right? And I think a lot of it comes down to this. We saw much faster and more accurate strikers in Holloway and Volk. Topuria was able to slip on the outside, move his head, and he was able to find the mark against them. He found the mark against Volk in the second round. His footwork is incredible. He was able to find the mark in the third round against Holloway. He knocked out Max Holloway. That is impressive. Against Oliveira, he caught Oliveira doing what Gaethje likes to do, which is come forward and brawl. And he beat him to the punch twice. He was essentially able to parry Oliveira's lead hand, which didn't even get to throw anything yet, and then throw his right hand. It was as if he threw a 1-2 before Oliveira's 2 even finished loading up. He's lightning fast. And Gaethje was getting timed with uppercuts by Pimblett. Remember, this dude was getting rocked by Chandler. Holloway was consistently finding the mark against him with the jab to the body. And we know Ilia loves going to the body and setting up his punches that way. I mean, Fiziev was able to take him down and get top position at some point against him. Almost had him in a triangle. I think I honestly could see Topuria dropping Gaethje, jumping on him on top, and then maybe finding like a Darce choke or something. And I think that would be more embarrassing than Gaethje getting. I think that would be worse than Gaethje getting knocked out. Because if Gaethje taps, he's actively giving up. At the White House, in the main event, probably the last fight of his career. And the way Gaethje's been talking about his career, it's like, oh, if I lose, I'm retiring. Oh, if I don't get the title shot, I'm retiring. Oh, if I don't get this or that, I'm retiring. He's already ready to just hang him up. And I think Topuria is going to be the nail in the coffin. And I think he's going to hammer it in like hell. Topuria is going to finish him in the first round. He's going to set up his shots with the jab to the body. And I think he's going to get Gaethje backed up against the fence. And I don't think Gaethje has the power in his hands to get the respect or hurt Ilia the way people think he is. I mean, sure, he can head kick him, but if we're acting like Topuria is the same Topuria that fought Jai Herbert 5 years ago, then we're fucking delusional. He is one of the greatest fighters to ever live. He is one of the most gifted athletes in the history of the sport. He has power no one has ever seen before in these lighter weight classes. He's got incredible boxing on the level of a world champion boxer. He's got great grappling to be able to take down and hold down guys like Max Holloway and get and maintain top position when Oliveira tries to take him down. Pass Oliveira's guard into getting crucifix. He's able to do all of these things. When Oliveira goes for a leg entanglement, he's able to just hip his leg out and stay safe. Topuria is not like anything we've ever seen before. And Gaethje, while an incredible fighter, we've seen the likes of him before. And he's not the type of fighter that's going to beat Ilia Topuria. Gaethje's going to get knocked out very early into the first round. He's going to be, while he's good, he's accurate, and he's got some thud, like Lucas Tracy likes to say. Ilia Topuria is going to go out there, zero respect, and he's going to put Justin Gaethje out. He's going to land whenever he wants, and whenever he does land, he's going to put Gaethje out. I imagine it's going to be either Gaethje coming in and Topuria landing just a counter right hand right on the chin, or Gaethje is going to be backed up against the fence. He's going to start doing these massive ducking movements he's going to He's gonna like duck really hard to avoid a shot, and then Topuria's gonna frame off of him and just slam an uppercut into his jaw, and Gaethje's gonna fold against the fence. I don't see a universe where Gaethje wins. I don't think he's the guy to humanize Ilia Topuria. Gaethje humbles up and comers. He lets them know that there are levels. And champions and legends let Gaethje know that there's just a level above him. So I think Ilia Topuria, first round knockout by Justin Gaethje. It's gonna be a sad. It's gonna be a real quiet White House lawn whenever Gaethje gets colded. But those are my predictions. Let me know what you guys think down below. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinions. Give me your takes. Hope y'all liked the video. Peace.